CNN host presses Dem senator on polls showing Trump blowing Biden out of the water on key issues. I mean, look at any major issue that's going on right now. We know that Trump is winning. All we have to do is compare it. It's not like we don't have a legitimate comparison. We can compare Trump presidency to Joe Biden's presidency, and across the board, Trump's presidency was better. The economy, the immigration, I mean, you name it. I can't think of anything that Biden has done that benefited the American people. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to show the clip of CNN. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from BizPac Review from Harold Hutchinson. He reports that CNN host Sarah Sidney pressed Democrat Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota on Monday over polling that shows an edge for former President Donald Trump on top issues. Sidner referred to polls from Fox News, Quinnipiac, and Marquette that show Trump's lead on the economy ranging from 5% to 21%, and his lead on handling immigration at approximately 11%. Klobuchar dismissed the polling, saying instead that Biden has been gaining strength. Now, this is, that's what you want to hear from an incumbent, right? They're gaining strength. They have these. They're trying to spin it. Is what's going on here. I'm not gonna read what she says. Let's just play this clip here.
I want to ask you about some of the recent polling. Recent polling shows it's not abortion rights. Actually, it's inflation, the economy, and immigration that really tops Americans' concerns. Americans polled say, when you look at them, it is Trump, not Biden, that is better at dealing with these two issues. That is an aggregate of polls. You see the Fox News, Quinnipiac, and Marquette poll. The same thing goes when it comes to immigration. How do you think Biden can convince the public that he is the one that can handle these two issues? We'll start with...
He can't. That's the thing. He can't convince people because we lived it. We have lived experience about between these two administrations, and we could just compare it. Go back and look at your memory. See how things was during Trump. How was the economy under Trump? How was immigration under Trump? And again, do the same thing under Biden. Look at it under Biden and see, are you better off now than you were when Trump was in office? And for the overwhelming majority of Americans, we are not better off under Biden than we were under Trump.
Inflation. We'll start with the economy, where people are feeling like they cannot afford what they used to be able to afford.
Okay, first on polls, I've seen a number of polls showing Joe Biden gaining strength right now. So let's put that aside because you got one poll after a poll. On the economy, you're going to see a president that's been leading on the national stage, someone who's taken us through the most difficult time, the pandemic, when so many people were out of work.
We don't
getting
care about
that vaccine out there to make.
We don't care about any of that, and we know about the vaccines. So I'm not going to get on that with this platform. We don't care about any of that. We're talking about right now. What has he done to help Americans? Which is absolutely nothing. Well, we know we had to overcome the pandemic and all these other... We don't care anything about those excuses. We want results. And the results that Biden is giving us through his administration is not good at all.
Make sure that people have their health care. You're going to hear the story of that and how the work he's doing to bring down costs, from going after monopolies to taking on the pharmaceutical companies. I can't tell you.
He's not bringing down costs. He's not bringing down costs. Oh my gosh, he is doing a terrible job at advocating for Biden.
How many times Donald Trump said that's what he wanted to do. It is Joe Biden that has finally gotten that law passed, the bill passed into law, a bill that I've led, that said that Medicare should negotiate with the big pharma companies to bring down prices on drugs like Eliquis, drugs like Xarelto, drugs like Januvia, Jardiance, blockbuster drugs. And this is the legacy that you're going to see, where Joe Biden is going to be able to talk about the work he's done on bringing down costs, on immigration, something else you brought up. Joe Biden has clearly leaned into it. He wants those emergency powers to close down the border. What happened? We're about to pass that in Congress.
If that's the case, how come the first day of office what he did was roll back all the Trump policies that deterred people from coming across this border? If that was the case, he created this problem. He created the immigration problem, and now we expect him to come in with a solution? Yeah, right.
Congress, and Donald Trump weighs in and says, no, 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 don't do that, and you can see the results. So I think it is a moment when you have so much noise on the internet. Every time when there's a big moment, Joe Biden has risen to the occasion. At the State of the Union, at Normandy, you've seen him rise to the occasion. So that's why I think this debate, when the people have just that minute, when there's not the noise, there's not the interruptions, and there's just some clear-cut questions on the visions that these two candidates have going forward, there's going to be a clear difference on that stage. And I don't know what Donald Trump's going to show up. This is the first time we've seen him on the stage since he's had these 91 felony indictments and 30-plus some convictions. So we don't know who's going to show up, but what I do know is that Joe Biden's on the right side of the issues for the people of this country.
I don't know who's going to show up with the 91 indictments, 30 charges. What does that have to do anything with the debate and stuff like that? You see how they have to try to throw that in there. We all know that those charges was bogus. Should have been a misdemeanor at worst. They bumped them up to felony charges to try to put away Trump and stop him from campaigning. We know what was going on there. But these people try to act like we're idiots. But Klobuchar also argues that Biden has clearly leaned into the immigration issue. We know that immigration executive order is not going to do anything to help stop people from coming across this border. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all fake. Well, Biden currently trails former President Donald Trump by 0.9% in a national head-to-head matchup. According to Real Clear polling, average of polls, and Trump lead grows to 2.2% when independent candidates Cornel West and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Green Party candidate Jill Stein are included. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.